Hello guys, and today we are doing What If Deku had Altaria's abilities, part 1. And spoiler warning guys, there will be fluff involved for all the fluff. Anyway, there will be a lot of fluff. Okay, so we start off when Deku was 4. And throughout ages 1 through 4, his mom would sometimes give him bits of fluff. And he would love the fluff. He even had a, what's the name? I forget what the name is, but it's those fancy dogs. A poodle. He had a poodle named Fluff, of course. And Izuku loved fluff. He loved lots of fluff. And Deku, when he's 4, he wakes up as a little Altaria. A little whatever Altaria's first form is. And yeah, Izuku realizes he has a little fluff on him. And he's like, oh, fluff? As he tries to pick it off and play with it. But he realizes it's not coming off. And he's like, I got my quirk and it has to do with fluff! Let's go! And yeah, he starts celebrating because Fluff. And he comes over to Fluff and he starts hugging Fluff. He's like, Fluff, I have fluff! I have fluff! And he's loving his fluff. And Izuku comes over to his mom like, Mom, I got fluff. Now me and Fluff both have fluff. And Mom's like, Inko's like, too much fluff, Izuku. Slow down. So, you have your quirk, and you have fluff on your quote-unquote wings. Izuku's like, yes. And Inko then continues, and we have a poodle named Fluff, right? And Izuku's like, yes. Inko then is like, okay. So, you have fluff with fluff. For fluff. Yes. Izuku's like, fluff! That's right, guys. Instead of spoon, in this one, we have fluff. BRB, guys. And Izuku is very hyped about his fluff. So, he goes to school the next day, and Bakugo's like, here's the next issue on how to deal with fluff, part 5, as Izuku walks in like, I heard my name, Fluff. And Bakugo's like, whatever. And Izuku comes over to Bakugo like, look, I got my quirk. I'm a bird with fluff. And Bakugo's like, so you're a bird and you put fluff on you? Izuku then shows him it's unattachable, and Bakugo's like, he has fluff with fluff. Dang it. I can't surpass him. As Bakugo is then shown with an entire body of fluff. And Izuku's like, you tried to compete with the Fluff Master, but no, you are still the Fluff Prentice. And Bakugo's like, I have no idea what you just said. Izuku's like, I don't either. As they start class. And throughout the years, Izuku became even more obsessed with his fluff. And one day in middle school, Izuku was ranting about fluff with his classmates on a presentation like, and that is 25 reasons why you should love fluff, as he evolves into Altaria. And he's like, more fluff! And the teacher's like, why? And Deku looks at her with the most serious expression ever. He says in all caps, fluff! As he goes back to his seat. And the teacher does not know how to cope with this because she's heard too much fluff. And the teacher drags him outside like, you need to stop with this fluff thing. Izuku slaps the teacher and walks back and like, you can't disrespect the fluff like that. And Bakugo is like, yeah, you show him, Flufferdoodle. And Izuku's like, why'd you call me? Flufferdoodle! Okay. As we simulate all the way until the last day of middle school, where Izuku, I'm gonna say instead of, being all normal, he's fully decked out in his fluff. Little does he know, he somehow had the power to hold his mega form. And he goes up to Bakugo and is like, look at me. I'm super fluff. As he shows him the awesome fluff he is in. And he's doing it like pom-poms, like fluff, fluff, fluffy, fluff, fluffer, doodle. And Bakugo's like, when you do eventually give this up, and Izuku's like, which I won't. Bakugo's like, ugh. As he tries to use an explosion on Deku, and Deku then immediately dodges it, sits down, and does Dragon Dance. As he starts wiggling. And Bakugo's like, what are you doing? And then Izuku's eyes turn red, and he's like, you will find out. As he uses Earthquake, and the entire class just gets destroyed by this. And Bakugo's like, for all the things you say about fluff, your fluffy attacks are quite fluffy. Izuku's like, yes. And yeah, that happens. We simulate the 10 months of fluff training, where Izuku learns to harness his fluff abilities. And his moves are Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Dragon Rush, and Scary Face. Only for scaring away fluff haters. And Izuku did make a new dance called Fluff on the Haters, where you stand, you reach to your toes, and then you quickly fluff. And how to fluff? We don't know. I guess you just eat a potato. That's how you fluff. So you gotta eat a fluffy potato. So, Izuku, trying to get people to eat fluffy potatoes, eventually finds Uraraka in the street and is like, Who are you? And Deku's like, eat the fluffy potato, please. No one wants to eat my fluffy potatoes. And Uraraka picks off the fluff and she's like, fine. And she eats the potato and she's like, oh, this is so good. And Izuku's like, She supports the fluff? She ate the potato? Combine that together, you have a fluffy potato. Uraraka starts clapping like, yeah, fluff. And yeah, that happens. Anyway, when Deku was walking up to the UA, he is like, well, I can't wait to eventually take over the school and name it Fluff E. Yeah, not Fluff A, Fluff E. And yeah, Bakugo then is walking behind him and was like, your scheming scares me, Izuku. And Izuku's like, I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I'm going to take over the school and name it Fluffy. And I'll also make a fluff exhibit. And yeah, that happens. And Izuku always does fine on the exam. He does even better because he knows literally everything about fluff. He knows the chemical compounds. I didn't know I could say that word. And yeah, that stuff. He literally knows everything about fluff. And he loves his fluffy abilities. And he's actually very strong. People underestimate him because of how obsessed he is. He destroys if he dances on you enough. If he dances on you for like 50 seconds, you're a goner. So every 10 seconds, that's like one full dragon dance, guys. AKA Izuku wiggling. And yeah, Izuku in the practical exam, he's walking around trying to give all the robots peace offerings until they don't accept his potatoes. And he destroys them with absolute hatred. He uses dragon rushes. He cuts all of their heads off because he destroys all of them because they don't like his potato and they don't support the fluff. And yeah, Uraraka then cries out, is like, help me, and Izuku's like, Fluff on the way, as he flies over there and it's like, Fluff citizen, what do you need? And Uraraka's like, right, the Fluff guy. Fluff sir, I need you to save me, as she points to the Fluff robot. And Uraraka is like, save me from the Fluff robot, I've got my fluffin' leg in the rocks. And Deku's like, your fluffin' leg? Okay. That's a lot of fluff. And he picks up the fluff rock and he puts it down. It's like, okay, you good? And Uraraka's like, my fluff leg is good. Deku then dances for 50 seconds in front of the robot. And the robot's trying to process, like, what? And the robot then gets destroyed by the power of fluff vested in me. I know how to pronounce you. Fluff and robot. And Deku then destroys the robot. And yeah. Deku then walking away after the entrance exam. Uraraka's like, hey Deku, can we hang out after school? And Deku is like, who? I don't know if you know my name around here. But my name is Fluff Senior. And you should respect me by my true name, Fluff. And Uraraka's like, processing. Okay, Fluff. Yeah, there's a lot of fluff. Fluff. Just don't ban me, YouTube. I'm saying fluff. And yeah, that happens. So, okay. So Deku, the next 4 weeks later, after training all of his fluffy abilities, he defeats some fluffy enemies in his fluffy video game called Fluff Fighters Fluff X. And yeah. Deku then gets a letter in the mail. He's like, oh, Ma, can you get it? And Ma Inko gets it. And yeah. Inko then gives him the letter. He opens it, gets the All Might projection, and he's like, welcome to your Hero Academia. And Deku then goes in to edit this thing and is like, maybe I can get him to say fluff. And he's like, welcome to your Fluff Academia. I was like, it worked! And yeah. Anyway, Deku the next day arrives at school like, this is my journey to make my dream come true. As he walks into UA, he's like, before I start all the fluff antics, I better make some friends. And yeah. And Izuku makes friends with a good amount of people. And Aizawa then interrupts them. And Deku is then explaining what would happen if the world were to get taken over by people who love fluff. And Izuku then is like, Aizawa, sir, I'm discussing something with them. And Aizawa's like, did he just interrupt me? And Deku is then pulled into the wall like, as a first day student, this is not the treatment I like. And Aizawa then makes them all go aside and do the thing. And Deku, with 93 points, he throws first. And Deku starts dancing for 50 seconds. And Aizawa was like, I did not come here to watch a fashion show. Hurry up, Izuku. Izuku, who's already stacked 5 dragon dances, like, with pleasure. As he uses Dragon Rush and launches the ball in his Mega Altaria form. And the ball goes 1,345 meters. And as I was like, well, at least you got something good. And yeah. That's where I'll be leaving off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry if you guys don't like all the fluff in the video, but, you know, we make it work. Anyway, guys, thank you for all the support recently, as always. And this is Reshi signing off. Bye-bye.